What's going on, guys? Panther here, your coach at the Carolina Fables, and we are back with our BBR Week 7 match against Keegan and his Olympic Flygons. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I'm not really sure if I am. So, yes, here's the bottom feeder bowls today, boys. We are the last place team at the moment, along with Keegan. So, we are battling it out here for some pride, that's for sure. And Keegan's got a team that is really centered around that Palafin. Palafin does have the ability to do the 0 to hero. So yeah, that's scary. It's hard for my team to switch into. Meowscarada also as well, as you can see, just hits several people on my team for super effective damage. Clefable, always scary to play against. Skeledirge, he's got a couple of unaware mons. Raging Bolt in particular too is really cool. And Jugulus. So Jugulus, my team really struggled with. It hits all my defensive walls pretty hard. I have a Comfy, but Comfy takes a lot from Hurricane also. So that wasn't really a viable choice here. So just looking at the team, Keegan's right here. He doesn't have a Grounded Poison. He doesn't have Hazard Removal. So definitely want to go ahead and get up my Toxic Spikes as soon as possible because it's gonna wear down that Palafin. It's gonna wear down the Meowscarada, the Raging Bolt. It's gonna wear down everything. It's gonna allow me to see if Clefable is Magic Guard or unaware. So, it really just does a number. If he does end up leading with a Jugulus, we'll have to kind of play around it from there. But I do have Swampert. I have a Spadef Swampert that can come in and at least take one, but I really want to preserve Swampert for the Raging Bolt. So yeah, let's see how this goes. As you can see, I have Scarf Latias with Trick. It can I have that as kind of an emergency answer to that Clefable in case it starts setting up. But yeah, gonna go ahead and lead off with Wheezing. Gonna see about if I can get off my Toxic Spikes here early in the game. He's gonna lead off with the Meowscarada. So this is, well, actually I changed my mind. I did not decide to lead off with Wheezing. Wheezing would have been a great lead here. But I do remember I'm gonna preserve my Ogre Pawn. I want to keep that sturdy intact for sure. So, yeah, I'm gonna switch out here. I get to go into Wheezing if he goes for the U-turn or knockoff or whatever it may be. We can take it and then dish back out some damage from there. He's gonna go for the U-turn. That's gonna really do nothing to me. And yep, he's gonna be damaged by the Rocky Helmet. So, yep, he's going to pivot on out, and he is going to bring in, I believe he goes Iron Jugulus here, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, I think he actually goes Palafin because he wants to get off the 0 to hero. Yep, he goes Palafin. He probably should have brought in Jugulus there because Jugulus just really puts a lot of pressure on my team. But he goes out into Palafin, and he's going to flip turn out, and he crits me. That doesn't really come into play, really. So, he takes the Rocky Helmet chip. And now he's going to go into Skeledirge. So there's my Toxic Spikes. Not really sure why he didn't really prioritize getting in that Jugulus early. Because as you can see, Dark Pulse is really free against me. Hurricane's really free against me as well. Because I'm not going to bring in my Goldingo on Jugulus. So yep, I'm going to go out into my Swampert here. If he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, that's okay. And he does unfortunately end up missing here on this one, but my Toxic Spikes are up, so that is important to remember here. So I have a choice here. I can try to get my Stealth Rocks up, have them up for the duration of the game, or I can just flip turn, keep some momentum in my favor. But like I said, he does not have any hazard removal, so the rocks are really weighing on me. I really want him up. It's going to chip down that Jugulus over the long run. And so yeah, so there's the Clefable. It's going to get poisoned on entry, and we do find out that it is, in fact, Magic Guard. I get my rocks up, so I've got rocks, I've got T-Spikes. I'm in good shape here now early with this. So I want to see if this thing has any speed as well. So I'm going to flip turn out. So I am faster. I can see that here now. And yeah, let's see what I go into here. Go out into the Goldingo. As Clefable goes to the knockoff. So that was a nice play, predicting the Goldingo to come in, I presume. And now I can just I'm free to fire off a Shadow Ball. I could also fire off and make it rain. I did think that Raging Bolt would be some type of assault vest set and would be the dedicated answer to my Clefable, or not to my Clefable, to my Goldingo. So I really thought the Raging Bolt would come in, which I was definitely okay with it taking rocks, it taking Toxic Spikes, and then it taking a Shadow Ball as well. But he does go out into the Skeledirge here, and we do find out Skeledirge's boots. It takes a whole lot from that Shadow Ball, though. And now I'm just going to be able to fire off a Shadow Ball again. You know, if he wants to go out into the Jugulus here, that's okay. It's going to take Stealth Rocks as it comes in. But I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm just going to attack what's in front of me. The Skeledirge is annoying for my team to deal with. So I definitely want it gone. So he is going to pivot out. He is going to go into Jugulus here. And we do see that it takes rocks, so it is not boots or anything like that. And so now I have a decision to make. What do I want to bring in on the Jugulus? So I'm going to go into my Swampert. As we see it fire off a Dark Pulse here, and that does a lot of damage. And that's kind of leading me to believe that it's Scarf Jugulus. So I'm just going to keep my momentum. I'm going to flip turn. I'm thinking he's at about 51, 52% or something like that. So he does have another 2 times he can come in on rocks. But I just want to flip turn out and just keep the momentum in my favor here. So he's going to withdraw. And he's going to go out into Clefable again. I'm going to, of course, take the Rocky Helmet damage, but that's okay because I get to keep the momentum. And I can bring back in my Goldingo here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out, bring back in my Goldingo, because the Clefable is low. And I think I Shadow Ball here. I think I Shadow Ball because I don't think he's going to let me have this. Oh, and as you can also see, I left my Urshifu on the bench for this game as well. So, yeah. So there's the Shadow Ball. It's going to come off here. It's not going to do a whole lot. And I'm going to be able to follow that up with another Shadow Ball, though, to finish taking this thing out. I really didn't think he would stay in and just let this Clefable die here. But this thing being gone and no Bronzong, he does have a Bronzong on his team, really opens the door for Latias as well. So I'm okay with getting rid of the Clefable for sure here. So yep, there's the Shadow Ball, and now we are up. We're up in the battle, 6-5. And I feel really good about where we're at so far at this point as well. But Keegan does get to bring out Jugulus here again. Jugulus does force a kill here at this point. So I do believe that he takes advantage of that. I think he does recognize and go Jugulus here. So yep, there's the Jugulus. We see the rocks damage that it takes. And yep, he is going to just be able to fire off a Dark Pulse. And I sack off my Swampert here. Also want to point out as well, if you do see that Wyrdeer down there, it is Specs Wyrdeer. So just want to point out that little side note there. I brought Specs Wyrdeer over Urshifu, so we'll see how that goes for us. There's the Dark Pulse. Does a lot to Pert. It's a 2-hit KO. Swampert's going to go down on the following turn to Dark Pulse, though. Obviously, we're just going to try to flip out in case he switches for some reason, some unknown reason. So yeah, I'm going to be able to go up to Latias here. And I'm just going to be able to click the Dragon Pulse to pick up the KO on this thing. Dragon Pulse is free. He doesn't have anything that wants to come in on this. And I personally do think that Iron Jugulus does have some utility if it's in a range where he can come back in on rocks. But he does just end up sacking it off here. So down goes Iron Jugulus. So we pick up the kill on Jugulus, and now Keegan gets to decide what he goes into next. I believe it's Skeledirge that he goes into, by the way. Believe that it is, at least. I do think the Jugulus is Scarf, so I think he knows that I'm locked into Dragon Pulse. Dragon Pulse does not take Skeledirge out from the range that it's at, so I think it's a little bit of a delay before I decide to make a move here while I'm calcing. If I kill this thing, I am pretty sure that I don't guaranteed knock this out. So I definitely don't want to risk the Latias here because it can pick up the kill on Raging Bolt if necessary, and it can also revenge Palafin as well. So yeah, I think he's probably maybe going to fire off a Ghost move here, or maybe he's just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. So I'm just going to go right on out to my Wyrdeer. I think he just slack offs though. Yep, he slack offs, gets to a nice range of HP, and I'm okay if he wants to Will-O-Wisp me, so I'm just going to fire off a big Shadow Ball here from Wyrdeer. As you can see, I have the Heat Hyper Beam as well. You know, it's the bottom feeder's bowl, so we've got to bring something flashy here. So we'll see if I get to click it this game, or if Wyrdeer even puts in any work at all. But yep, here's a Specs Shadow Ball about to come off. And we will see what Keegan decides to do. I believe he just stays in and goes for the Will-O-Wisp. But, yep, he does. He stays in and goes for the Will-O-Wisp. As you can see, Shadow Ball does a whole lot. And there's the Wisp. That doesn't really matter, though, because I'm special and not physical. So I'm perfectly okay with that. And we're just going to be able to click Shadow Ball again. If he wants to go Meowscarada, that's okay. I'm perfectly okay if he wants to go Meow, and I can see if it's Boots or what exactly it is there at that point. So there's the Meowscarada. He is poison, so he's definitely not heavy duty Boots. And that Shadow Ball, along with all this other chip, is just going to add up on this guy. So I am perfectly okay with that. I have a Rocky Helmet Wheezing. I am A-okay with just going out to Weezing here, making it take some more chip. If he wants to go for the U-turn and bring in something like Raging Bolt, that would be problematic for my team. But then again, Raging Bolt forced to take that poison there. So I am definitely okay if that's the course of plays that happens next. So in comes Weezing. There's the U-turn. And now he's at a point to where he should only be able to come in one more time before he dies to Rocks plus the Toxic Spikes. He can't come back in on that Shadow Ball. There's the Skeledirge. Keegan's going to use this opportunity to heal up here, but I'm going to take this opportunity just to go right back out into the Deer, and I'll have the opportunity to again click Specs Shadow Ball. So a little bit delayed on the moves here. I think Keegan's probably run some calcs, seeing the best course of action for him. I think he just stays in and slacks off, though. I think he takes that opportunity to do just that and get Skeledirge back up to a decent amount of health. But we'll see. I mean, he may go for the Torch Song as well. I can't quite remember in my head what he decides to go for. But yep, there's the Wyrdeer. Yep, there's the Torch Song. I haven't ever seen this animation before. I picked, I just recently started the game. I picked Meowscarada for my starter, so. And she picked the duck thing. But yeah, so as you can see, I get to click the Specs Shadow Ball again. And this should pick up a KO here, or unless he decides to go out into his Palafin or his Raging Bolt. If he stays in with this is dead. If he goes Meowscarada, that's dead. But if he goes Palafin or if he goes into Raging Bolt, they're going to take Rocks, they're going to take Specs Shadow Ball, and then they're going to take Toxic Spikes. So there is the Meowscarada, and yeah, I'm crediting that kill to Wyrdeer there because, you know, Wyrdeer first forced the kill, so that's one for the Deer. That's definitely one for the Deer. So there's Palafin, and Palafin takes the Rocks. Palafin takes poison. It's taken Rocky Helmet Chip already at this point, so he's down to about 2/3 HP. Meowscarada's dead. Weezing is just here for this with the Rocky Helmet. So let's see what Palafin wants to do. So he's going to go for the flip turn, and I'm all right with that too because that's just going to he's just going to take more damage. Takes the Rocky Helmet damage. He's right around half. And now he can bring back out the Skeletor here. So in comes Wyrdeer again. And I believe, what does he go for here? He goes for the Slack Off again. Oh, I remember what happens this turn. Something unfortunate for Keegan happens this turn. I go for the Shadow Ball because it's going to put this thing into a range where I can easily come back in and revenge it with like Goldingo or Ogerpon even. And I just want to keep this thing low with Shadow Ball. But Wyrdeer ends up coming through in the clutch here and picks up a crit on this guy and knocks it out. So we'll take it. I mean, we'll take it. Wyrdeer comes off the bench and is immediately throwing the team on his back. So, you know, we'll take all the luck we can get. I think I talked to Keegan a little bit about the battle afterwards. I don't think it would have mattered in the long run for this game. As you can kind of tell where this one's going here. Palafin's almost knocked out as well. Raging Bolt's going to come in and have to take the poison damage. I have Scarfladius left, so you can kind of tell that this is on the end of the rope here. But nonetheless, it is unfortunate for Keegan. So there's the Palafin, and I'm kind of debating on if I want to keep this guy around or not, just for the Intimidate. I don't want to lose here at this point. I want to keep myself in a position to where I can still do this. I also want to preserve Wyrdeer because I have a chance of being faster than Raging Bolt if he doesn't have speed investment and he doesn't go for Thunderclap. Whereas Wheezing is completely useless and gets knocked out by Raging Bolt, and could potentially allow it to set up also. So I'm fine just bringing this guy in, getting the Rocky Helmet chip on it. More Rocky Helmet chip, more poison. Palafin's super low now. It allows me to keep Wyrdeer also. So, yeah, in comes the Raging Bolt now. And I'm debating on what I want to go out into. So I have a couple of options here. I still have my full health, not full health Goldingo, half health Goldingo. I have a full health Ogerpon with sturdy intact and have Scarfladius. So it's looking good for me here. But I'm going to go out to Wyrdeer, like I said, because I want to see if I'm faster. And I really want to click Hyper Beam. So that's what I do. Is I go out to Wyrdeer. Hyper Beam will wipe this thing away. So I really am hoping that he is no speed, and I can just come in and have some fun here with the deer. I'm running some calcs, seeing what my best options are here at this point. But as you can see, I've made up my mind. I see that Hyper Beam kills if I'm faster on the off chance, because I do have a little bit of speed investment, but I am modest as well. So because Raging Bolt came in on the flip turn, it takes the poison damage this turn. So that's really helpful for me also. So yeah, I want to bring this guy out, and I just want to see if I'm able to have some fun and click the Hyper Beam here and pick up the kill. He thunderclaps me and knocks me out. So he wasn't risking it either if I was faster or not. I just wanted to click Hyper Beam, guys. So yeah, it is what it is. So now I'm in a position here now where I just don't want to lose. So I don't really care about differential. I'm trying to preserve the win for me. I want to save Ogerpon with its sturdy intact for the Palafin. So I'm going to go out to Goldingo here and just try to wear this thing down a little bit. If it's AV, Laddie doesn't pick up the kill. So that's a big reason I don't go out directly into it. So I want to go out into Goldingo and just let this thing kind of be whittled down a little bit for my Latias to be able to come in and safely revenge it afterwards. So I'm trying not to give him any outs at all. I don't want to go out into, I don't want to make any mistakes and lose this game. I know the Palathin's super low, but again, I just want this thing to be in a range where Latias can safely come in and knock this thing out. That's what's important to me here. So I have a feeling this thing may be AV. Yep, he's AV, as you can see. So Latias definitely did not pick up the kill. I did need to whittle it down a little bit more. As you can see, he ends up getting knocked out by the poison damage. So now it's 2v1. It's 2v a very, very low Palathin. So I get the option of who I want to pick up the kill here, really. And I choose to go out into Latias because I love Latias. So, yeah, he brings up the Palathin, and I'm just going to be able to go for Psychic. And he's good for the Jet Punch. Doesn't do much. And we finally pick up our second win of the season. So I appreciate the support this season, guys. I really do. This is week 7. We have one more game left. So we're sitting at 2-5 right now. You know, I really haven't had a whole lot of luck during the middle of the season. I don't think I played well week 1 and week 2 against John and D-Ray. I feel like the last 3 weeks I was in positions to where I could compete and, you know, win the game if I would have had some things go in my favor. So we're not giving up on the Wi-Fi scene. I'll announce next week what we've got planned next, but I do have another league upcoming. But I do appreciate all the support this season from everyone that's tuned in, and yeah, hope you all enjoyed the content this week. Hope you all enjoyed seeing Specs Wyrdeer put in some work, and yeah, we'll catch you next time.